are in the tech pubs. Okay, and what I'm going to do is maximize that. Okay, so tech pubs, and this is it is a pre-formatted publication. Tech pubs allows you to take your solid edge assembly and or parts or both and animate them into the technical publications world where we have layout functionality. And as you can see, bill of materials, logos, WashTech is our customer, and we're using the demo set from, and then put a little bit to it as an instruction manual for the tank assembly. As a for instance, we can advance through and go to these different pages. And there's some hints that you could put in and say, well, is this an interactive view? Yes or no? And of course it is. And so the dynamics are pretty nice as a part, but you can, whoops, we'll come back. What I wanted to do was to pick on the assembly. Whoops, we'll move forward, and it would show up a detailed view in the smaller windows. So if we can go back to our first assembly. While this is churning up, you'll notice it says 3D publishing, okay? What I want to make a point of is that I have an empty one here. There we go. Did I really do that again? Oh my word. We'll have several pages included in this particular document. I will make note this is called 3D publishing. There's also a subset of 3D publishing, which is a single page document producer, okay? And so you have two levels of publishing, and I have the full suite, which is called 3D publishing, and it allows you to open up a solid edge assembly and or part or core sheet metal, bring that into the publisher, and it is interactive. And also, this bill of material was created in Solid Edge. So you can literally read in that information, and it also will accept the config file, the .cfg file that goes with your assembly, and bring in saved configurations, and you can use those in the publishing content also. So I think this is a terrific new avenue. It is just heating up to the point now where there is a considerable amount of requests to look at this and to kind of dive into the notion of putting some tech pubs right on top of our models. It is the master model concept, right? The solid edge model or solid edge file is the heartbeat of the wheel, and what you branch out to from the center of that wheel is what you're looking at. One area, one spoke of the wheel is tech pubs, where we're using that same information in this environment. I will take note in this case that it looks sectioned. Yes, well, yes. We now honor section views in 2020 tech pubs. That is a new functionality. So you can create the section view in Solid Edge and bring in that section view like you would in a draft, only it is 3-dimension, and you can create a section in the assembly also, and those views are allowed and honored into the tech pubs automatically. You do not have to recreate that section. Kind of a big deal. And you will notice in here where some parts have been sectioned and some have not been left whole, just traditional functionality in Solid Edge. Now that is traditionally honored inside of tech pubs, so that you have that sort of another view to work with. One area in the animation, and a lot of you probably have had to create and or work with a instruction manual or a technical document that allows you to end here. And we would have, we created those custom exploded views, took the time to save them as configurations, brought them into drafts, laid out each configuration, and now we had a time sequence of what you were trying to get across to the viewer of that document. Okay, that's well and good and still involved. But in here, and this could be a PDF file as well, in here what we've got is the ability to take that exploded sequence and animate that, okay? So that instead of the black and white images stepping you through the process, you might go ahead and then run and tell it, okay, well, what I'd like to see is that happen in here. And then, of course, now this is what I was trying to do earlier. You'll notice that we focused on one element, and that happens to be the handle for the tank cover. And then we have the title and information about that particular element listed right here. All of that information is feeding off the solid edge data. That's the key. You don't have to reproduce that or manually enter it. All right. So enter, and that gets me back to everything we've talked about today. Everything that I showed you with searching and the find tool and the assembly, all of that is dependent on properties. Okay, got to fill in those properties. Where do you think this information comes from? Don't those look familiar? Those are properties attributed to that particular component in this assembly. So again, enter once, use many holds true for sure. And then last but not least on this is the disassembly instructions that come along with that. And then you'll notice that there is a great parts listing in here, and it is interactive with what's happening in the image. Not only is the image interactive, but we can attribute the component to the part or to the cover right there. So you notice how the cover highlighted when I selected in here. All the information, again, comes out of Solid Edge, but it's been tuned and made readily interactive and available to you here in the Tech Documents arena. Once you have got your documentation set up, I'll wrap it up with this. You would want to publish that, and you'll notice that the publishing options are PDF, and that would of course be a 3D PDF. You can email automatically from TechPubs, and as well, you go onto a web page in the HTML5 format and create a dynamic web page for your intranet or for your external pages for your customers to see. So we're bringing a full circle process of TechPubs from art to part to print to document, okay, all based on the same data.